Metal Nation Radio. United we rock.
Friends, Romans, Metalheads, lend me your ears. Welcome back to Metal Empire Interviews with me, your mildly tolerable, semi-competent host, RJ Bailey. How are you doing? We're back to a proper schedule after having like a month off, and then it wasn't really off. It was a lot of stressful business, and then life stuff, and then and then just feeling bad about it. So knocking 2 out in 2 days. 2 weeks later, ish, thereabouts. I've got a proper job, you know. I've got audiobooks to make and do the radio show. Thereabouts, 2 weeks later, I'm back. And got a lovely interview today with Fabienne Erni. I don't know if that's correct. She told me to call her Fabi, but I am going to find out. Let's go. If you're a voice actor, if you're an audiobook narrator like me, forvo.com is the way to go. Native speakers to pronouncing words that you type in. There's a big bank of them. Let's see. Let's see what it comes if it loads. Being an absolute clown today, my internet. Here we are. French, Spanish, Swiss, German. That's closest to her, isn't it? Here we go. Fabienne. What? Fabienne. Fabienne. That's less exciting than I wanted or expected. I thought it would be Fabienne. It's literally just Fabienne. According to Forvo, where the voice actors go, like myself, the audiobook narrators, to get their on-the-ground local pronunciation, it's just Fabienne Erni. Well, there you go. She told me to call her Fabi, so I'll call her Fabi. Although, given how long it's been since this interview took place, I feel it feels a bit informal now, even though she said, call me Fabi before the interview. Absolutely joyful interview. She's like a living smile. It's very nice. Very positive vibe. I enjoy it. We talk about like positive aspects of metal. Metal like being a family. How it's like a really open genre, really, which is allows you to creatively express yourself. And also, you know, we get into this is before her album came out. Illumishade. It is hers, isn't it? I suppose. So in the same way, like one of my audiobooks is mine, even though I didn't write it, and in some cases didn't produce it, edit it, and master it. It's mine, and it's someone else's, and it's someone else's. So yeah, I feel that her album, with Illumishade, which has got a video game of a title, I'll tell you that, Ecliptic, Wake of Shadows. I wonder if it was called, you'll hear in the interview, they weren't sure what the title was going to be up until right the last moment. Cola. You know what happened last time I had cola, don't you? It's not a good idea. Not too much cola on this show. And I wonder if they were like tossing and turning between, call it Ecliptic. What about Wake of Shadows? I know. Why choose? Let's have both. And if any album title was also going to be the name of a video game, it would be Ecliptic : and then silent in silent brackets, subtitled to leave room for a sequel, Wake of Shadows. Speaking of a sequel, we briefly touch on that as well. It's a really good interview. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you very much to Wolf Hoffman. I believe I imagine it's his doing, rather than just Accept as the rest of the Accept crew thought it was good. But Metal Empire Interviews graced the pages, graced the Instagram account of Accept my face, be it modified by Ivo, the guy who does all the Metal Nation radio graphics, it is now on the official Accept account. Not only that, but he tweeted about it as well, said it was a hilarious interview. And let me tell you, because Accept, who have a titanic following, that's not to put down the previous artists that I've interviewed on this program. Chemis, Relica, Amaranth, Ignia, Unleash the Archers, great bands. But Accept are titanic. They've been going, 30, 40 years? Decades upon, decades and decades. They've built up, they're hugely influential in all metal. Not just on a genre, they are influential. They are influential on all of heavy metal, right? Wolf Hoffmann is very influential in all of heavy metal. And because they promoted my stuff on their socials, versus the previous 14 days, I'm looking at the podcast dashboard now, the listenership for Metal Empire interviews has gone up 1,657% ever since Accept posted about my podcast on their socials, on their official feeds. So I am amazed. Thank you so much. And it keeps going up by the day. I keep taking a screenshot of it, thinking that'll be the peak, and then I'll post it once it goes down again so I know what the peak was. But it just keeps going up and up. When it went up 97% listenership, I was like, yeah, that's incredible. That is bonkers. And then it just goes up almost by the hour, honestly, until we've reached an increase in listens of 1,650% as per the time of recording right now. So thank you so much, Accept. Thank you so much, Wolf Hoffmann. That is, and you know what I love as well? Like, a rising tide raises all boats, So, like, not only has that meant loads of people have listened to the Accept episode with Wolf Hoffmann, Mum's Biscuits, but that's also benefited their heavy metal colleagues, As a result of that, more people have now listened to the Chemis interview. More people have listened to the Relica interview. More people have listened to Amaranth, to Unleash the Archers, to Ignia. And I do make a point of making sure I get rights to the music so I can provide some context for the interviews and make it a full, satisfying listening experience. And I think that's, that tactic is really, going to that effort is really kind of going to be of benefit here as well, because people who might not, and this is no slight upon Relica, but, people who might not have heard of Relica, they are one of the smaller bands because they just don't have a lot of albums out compared, they have less albums out than all the other bands that I've interviewed do. More people are now listening to Relica, and they'll go in and they'll hear one of Relica's songs, so they'll be able to get invested in the music before they listen to them, and then they can listen to Monique Pym and then find out what a lovely person she is, how interesting she is, and then hear another one of Monique's songs, and hopefully they become a fan of Relica as well. So I'm really glad, that the effort that I go to make sure I do clear the songs with the record labels or with the artists themselves, and arranging all that and picking that all out is kind of going to have benefit for these artists, even when it is not off the back of their own interview. Even if it's like people coming to listen to Accept will just hopefully just shunt along and listen to Chemis, listen to Unleash the Archers, listen to Ignia. So yeah, I want to thank you so much, Wolf Hoffmann and Accept. It's incredible to see how much the podcast has blasted off over the last couple of weeks since we did it. So That's less gushing over heavy metal guitar titan and a legendary band. I'm going to start off by playing you one of probably my favourite track. I like plenty of tracks off Ecliptic Wake of Shadows. I'm going to start off with my favourite track off it though, Crystal Silence. It's one of the more rock. It's metal, of course. It's so rock. It's one of the faster, more aggressive tracks on there. They originally released as a single, World's End, which was banging. Really enjoyed that one. Not like the fastest, most aggressive song on the album by any stretch of the imagination. Then they released Rise, before the album came out, I believe. And I was surprised, because that is a slower number. That is a slower number. And I thought they'd bop out of the gate, with something like Crystal Silence, or something much heavier like Tales of Time, which features Hriegel Glanzmann from Helveti, which is the band that Fabi is also a singer in. Much like Accept last week, they came out with The Undertaker, which is a mid-tempo rocker, a grower, definitely. But then, this is the way you do it. Then they came out of the gates with Too Mean to Die, fast, aggressive, what you associate with Accept. I thought they'd follow this template, Illumishade, and I was a bit surprised. For me, it's a curious decision, because that's what I would have done. I'd have gone like the more, plenty heavy, there's plenty of heaviness in Rise, but I would have then really lent into that aggression with Crystal Silence. But they went something a bit softer with Rise, which is fine, each to their own. Personally, I think it maybe it undersold the album a little bit. It didn't, for me, it didn't really show that there was a heavier side to it. I would have maybe put that as the third single, after Crystal Silence. I'd have gone, right, there's the kind of more mid-tempo, still heavy, World's End, and then I'd have hit it hard with Crystal Silence, and then I'd have gone Rise. But because it was like World's End, then Rise, I thought this is going to be a lot more mid-tempo than it actually is. And I think it didn't showcase the variety as much as it could have done, personally, with this release order of singles. But I'm here to tell you, the album is really good, and there is plenty of heaviness in there, and fastness, but there's also, the softer side, the more power ballady side. Nothing wrong with that. Plenty of variation. That's what we like. It's an album which is not the same song 9 times over, which, as you'll hear discussed in the interview, I'm all about. I think that's only a good thing. Variety is the spice of life and all that. So, I was a little curious that Crystal Silence wasn't the second single. But hey, if I talk to Fabi again on the show, hopefully I will do one day, when, the sequel comes out or what have you, or perhaps in context with Helveti. I've spoken to Schriegel of Helveti about Helveti. Maybe I could speak to her about Helveti, and I can, discuss because it's a very DIY band. That's the impression I got from her and from their social media, and also talking to the lovely Tamara, who gets a name check, but I've spoken with her back and forth quite a bit on Instagram as well, who is like one of the behind the scenes masterminds of the Illumishade project. It'd be great to kind of discuss what was the thought process of the singles that came out. I think it's fascinating. We touched on it last episode with Accept. In his case, Wolf was saying, well, it's because that's what we had. That's the order we had them in. So I'd be very interested to know what was the reason they put them out in this particular order. Not an order I would have chosen, but hey, I'm not the professional musician, so what do I know? I'm just an idiot with a microphone speaking to himself in a padded room. Now I've come to that sad realization. This is Crystal Silence, and then we're going to get into the interview with Fabi from Illumishade. Hello, you're listening to Metal Empire. My name is RJ Bailey, and I am your semi-competent and somewhat tolerable host here on Metal Nation Radio. I am happy to be joined by Fabi. She is already a ray of sunshine in my day. The way she's very perky at this time of the morning, I have to say. She is from Illumishade. You may have heard her vocals on. I always say this wrong. Eleviti. And she's here to talk about her new work, her new project, and I'm very excited. How are you doing, Fabi?
Hello, thank you so much. Very good. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome to be here. It's actually I got in contact with you when I actually posted an Instagram story about how much I enjoyed seeing your voice live in Glasgow, and you messaged me with three little yellow hearts after I said your voice sounded spiritual. And then I was like, oh, maybe I can get an interview about the new project about this.
Yes, of course. I'm happy that you got in contact with me now.
So, tell me, we're going to talk about your new project in a moment, but first of all, let's cover the basics. To you personally, what is heavy metal?
What is heavy metal? Well, it is a big part of my life now. And yeah, I mean, I am every day in contact with the community, right? A heavy metal community with social medias, working with the band, working on the new project. It's such a big part of my life. And for me, it's just, it's a big community. This is what I love about it, right? It's like a big family, I could say.
Yeah. It always reminds me of a quote from Steve Harris, the bassist of Iron Maiden, and he said, "Heavy metal is like a football. Heavy metal is like football, except that everyone is cheering for the same team."
Aww, this is super nice. Yeah.
It is. Okay. Now, Illumishade. Tell me, is that the name of the album, or is that just the name of the band?
Well, that's the name of the band, and the name of the album. Yeah, we will see. You know, we are just at the moment. Actually, I'm in the studio at the moment, and we are still working on everything. So it's not decided yet. Still work in progress.
Oh well, that's quite exciting that you've taken it right up to the wire to decide what the appropriate name is.
Yes, we are still working on the songs, and yeah, at the moment it's very intense actually, and so it's gonna be decided very soon, I guess.
Well, we'll keep an eye out on your social media for that. You said previously on Instagram, it's actually you said, are there any questions on an Instagram story? You said, are there any questions? I sent this question in actually, which you answered. That it's a concept album, but not like a story album. It's more of a world that you discover. Can you tell us more about this concept and this world?
Yeah, we just wanted actually to create a world or an album that people can dive into musically, but also story wise. So yeah, so actually the album is about a journey of the guardian. So you could imagine like there is this part of the world and it needs to be protected, and we have an order. So every band member is one member of the order, right? We have different tribes, and yeah, and we all are there to protect the heart of the world, right? And yeah, the album, the story of the album will be about how, I mean, maybe you listened to our first single, World's End.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, we start with the end. Yeah, so it's all about, the album is all about the journey of the guardian. The guardian is the only one that can touch the heart of the world and can actually protect it. The Illumi orders members, they help her, but she is the one that can actually, you know, touch it and help and really protect it. And it's about the journey, what happened and why is it destroyed now in the end.
That sounds really cool. Quite apocalyptic.
Yeah. In the end, it's not that nice.
I'm a big fan of all these grand sweeping stories, so I'm very much looking forward to diving into this world myself. So you said you had an idea for just a story. When did that first begin? Like, how long have you been thinking about this story, and what was the seed of this story?
I think everything started in autumn 2018 because actually I still did my studies. I studied music, right? And I had to do my master thesis. And there I could write music and creating a new project. I had to do it. And then I was thinking like, what do I want to do? And shit, we are on the road all the time with
Sure.
Elevate. How can I write music and rehearse it with the band and everything? So I was like, okay, Jonas, you and me, we are a team now. So yeah, so this is, I just talked with Jonas and then he was totally in. I had this vision actually, and like in autumn, yes. And with my best friend Tamara, I was working on the concept. So she is now working very close with this concept writer, and she's involved in everything. We are like a little Illumishade army. I always, it's actually really cool. Yes, and with her, I developed the idea of the story. And yeah, what I love about that we create this world is it gives so much material. Like I have already so many ideas of what I want to do for the next album, and this album could be that, and it's just I love musicals, for example, and I love telling a story with the songs. For me, it's hard to just okay, I will write a song about my day today. No, I cannot do this. I need a story, kind of, you know. And
Sure.
so for me, it's perfect that we have this concept. And yeah, then maybe when was it? In spring 2019, I was sitting together for the first time with Jonas, and we were working a few days on pre-productions and developing the ideas and um yeah, and then we started rehearsing and everything. And in September, I had my master thesis, and since then we are in the studio, like in between the also LVT gaps. So we find some free spaces. Although we were on the road so much last year, it was crazy. I really enjoyed it though, but I was like, oh, okay, I still have to do my master thesis. Oh my god! And yeah, and then I was like, hey, let's just go for it and let's go to the studio and let's do it for real. And now we are on it, and super freaking exciting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can tell. I can hear it in your voice. I'm excited about it as well because I like long running stories or worlds as well. So I was going to ask if this will be a one-off project, but it sounds like you've got ideas for more Illumishade down the line then.
Yes. Oh, totally. No, it's just we are just getting started now. No, it's just so much fun, and it's so many new challenges, and yeah, so many new experiences, and it's I just love it because the concept is all as a concept. We just we come together, so Jonas and me, and also the band, and then we just throw in all the inputs and influences that we have. So at the moment, it's just like having fun and just cook with everything that we have, and there are no borders, and it's actually really cool to just let the creativity flow. And yeah, it's just very exciting. And yeah, as I said, we already have some ideas like what could the next album be about. I mean, there's the world's end. We cannot stop when the world is going under. So we have, right. And yeah, it's just very exciting because also the concept of the world is developing more and more, and we will reveal more. And yeah, we just plan to have more interactive stuff. It's for example, we have this tribe quiz, so people can like answer some questions, and then they will see to which tribe they belong to, and just stuff like this. I love this interactive things. Yeah.
Sure. So where can people play this quiz?
Oh, it's on our homepage, illumishade.ch, and there you can find it.
Awesome. So everyone go and check out and go and tell Fabi what tribe you are. Go and leave a comment on her Instagram account.
Mm.
You mentioned all these influencers. Now on Instagram, you've also mentioned one of you. I get all my information from Instagram, it seems. You've mentioned that Disney was one of your influencers. And that's literally the first time I've ever heard someone say Disney was an influence. I can really hear it on the first single as well. Like it's it's got a lot of contrast in the first single. There's the bits where you're singing, which are very melodic, and that's where the kind of Disney to my ear comes through. And then you've got the hard, crunchy guitar that counterpoints that, which I really enjoy. Did you deliberately draw on certain Disney influences or songs or films, or has it just kind of filtered in as you were recording without almost subconsciously?
Well, it's like I said, we just put in all our influences and our ideas, and I was just listening to a lot of Disney songs when I was a child, and I still do. So of course it's kind of a part of me, like it's in me what comes out when I compose, right? And Jonas definitely also has a sweet side. And this is what I love to when we write music together. I never wrote music with somebody. I never really wrote that much of music in my life anyway. But and it's super exciting because he has this sweet side. He understands it and he likes it too. But then, of course, he has this guitar riffs and everything. So it's all about the contrast. This also, I mean, the name of the band is also a contrast, right? Illumi and Shade. And it's all about this. Also song-wise, also in the album, you will hear it. It's ballads, but then it's hard songs again. And just, I love playing with this because I have also two sides. That sounds a bit dramatic in me, but I was always a fan of all these cheesy big ballads, Nightwish or also Whitney Houston, Disney, just the more cheesy the better, you know. But then I also enjoy to sing all these harder songs, also for example with Elveti, and I really love it, and I can like express myself differently then, it's also with a different voice technique and everything. So it's all about the contrast. So we didn't really think about let's put in some Disney. Yes, no, it just happened, right? And even one song, working title at the moment for another song is Disney song, because it just reminds me of a Disney song. But we didn't think about, let's write a Disney song. It just happens. And also the songs, they grow, right? And just in different directions. And we just go with the flow.
Nice. I like it. Do you think heavy metal culture is becoming more accepting of this duality in people? Like for a long time, it was very, very serious, very, achingly authentic, and really trying hard to be like the thoughtful, super aggressive person. Whereas, you're able to openly express that Disney's a big part of you and Jonas has got a softer side. Do you think it's easier to display the different parts of our personality in the metal community, or is there still some way to go?
Well, also, I mean, I think it's all about just being authentic, right? And if you have this side and you like this sweet side, but you want to still have the hard parts, then just go for it. I mean, it depends on what is the concept of a band, of course, and everything. But I think just the freedom is very important, especially when you're being creative. There shouldn't be borders, right? And I think with metal, it's you can really express yourself in different ways than maybe in other music genres. I think it leaves a lot of space, but it's all about being authentic in the end, and just love what you do, and it should fit the concept of the band, of course, right? yeah, but this is why I feel so at home here, because I can just do it, what I feel like, especially now with Illumishade, we just go with the flow. I mean, let's see how people receive it, but I am curious. I'm curious for the next single as well. It will be a bit more soft, maybe, and let's see how it goes. But it's all about just being, just letting your creativity flow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm pleased that you're so at home and be able to be as creative as you are in this project, because that must be a very freeing sensation. We mentioned your influence as well. We had a message come in from Henrietta. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Henrietta. She's from Budapest, and she asks, who's your favorite singer, mostly in the metal world, or your inspiration?
Also, my favorite singer. Oh, it's a hard question. There are so many good ones. I would say my favorite singer in the metal scene is Floor Jansen. I am such a huge fan of her vocals. It's incredible. She is so how to say, versatile. She can do so many different styles, and also her technique is just it's on fleek. It's just, yeah, I am a huge fan of her. Also within Temptation, I mean Sharon, the vocals are incredible. I also love both how they, the performances of them. I saw both of them live, and yeah, it's just amazing. But there are so many great, it's so hard. There are so many great singers in the metal scene, right? I mean, I had the chance to meet Doro, for example, and it's just amazing how, I mean, she's since years in the metal scene, and when we were talking with each other, and it was just so easy, and yeah, this is what I love when just being on the ground still. Yeah,
Sure.
this is then I like this person even more. Yeah, and otherwise my favorite singers, Eva Cassidy, I don't know if you know her. She is one of yeah, I think she's a very big influence to me. I love how she sings and tells a story at the same time. Very versatile with her vocals, with her technique. It's incredible how she can switch between the different vocal modes, and yeah. But I'm basically always exploring and finding new cool singers.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, it's good to know that you're still on that journey. I'm actually in a Within Temptation t-shirt right now. I'm a huge fan. Yeah, I've seen them a few times, but like you say, Sharon Denadel live is just unbelievable. I couldn't get over her voice. Big fan of Floor as well. Definitely a fan of Revamp, actually. Her a progressive metal band. Really enjoy Revamp. So, are you going to be touring with Illumishade?
Well, I hope so. We are planning, but we are still really freaking busy with the album and everything. But my best friend Tamara, that is doing the concept stuff, she is working on it, and we would love to. I mean, playing live is the best. Come on.
It certainly is. Well, please come over to the UK when you tour, please.
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
Scotland specifically, so I can come and see you.
Oh, I would love to. I love Scotland. Oh God, I remember when was it? In November we were there. I was also actually traveling once in Scotland for a few weeks. It was just amazing.
Oh, really?
Fort William everywhere.
Yeah, I moved here in like 2009, 2010, and I just for my masters, and I was just like, I am staying here. This is incredible. This is beautiful.
I can understand you.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up now because I've kept you long enough. But just one last question: what is the very best thing about heavy metal?
Yeah, the community, the loyalty. I think this is really what is special in this music genre, or how you would say. This is, I think, the best part, and I'm so happy to be part of it.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, Fabi, the new single is out currently. We're going to be playing it momentarily on the show. I can't wait to hear your next one. It sounds like it's going to be a bit of a softer one from what you've said during the interview. So I'm looking forward to that, because we went for a long period in my mind of bands releasing albums which were 9 songs, but they all sounded very similar. They were all like the same song 9 different ways. They're all like super fast or super, heavy. I like albums with variation, and it sounds like Illumishade's got that.
Yeah, we are just throwing in everything, and it will be different songs, but still, with one line, right? Emotional, like, travel of the Guardian. What happens with her when she realizes that, okay, shit, something is gonna happen and it's gonna change to the bad. It's all about this. So the song always fits the emotion of the Guardian at this particular moment. Yeah.
Sure. I'll look forward to it. Well, thank you so much. Best of luck with your recording today as well.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. Yeah.
No worries. And hopefully speak to you again sometime.
Yes, amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
You just heard World's End by who else but, of course, You're Not an Idiot, Illumishade. That was the original single, first single off the album Ecliptic Wake of Shadows. I like the variety in that one. It's the one we discussed in the interview itself. How could I not? Be a bit dumb for us to spend that amount of time talking about it in the interview and then me not to illustrate the very track itself. Hope you enjoyed that episode of Metal Empire Interview. I almost burped. I did burp. I did it quietly. I've been drinking cola again. There's no shame in burping. Burping's fine, man. Burp all you want. My wife is always like, I'm sorry I burped. And I'm like, I don't care. You burp away. I do not care. It's fine. Not an issue. Burps are funny. Don't lie. They're very funny. Also, we talked about the Disney song on the album in that interview. And recently, now, that was pre-album launch, that interview. Recently, Illumishade with Anna Murphy, who was the singer from Elviti and is now the singer and songwriter and hurdy-gurdy player, etc., from Cellar Darling, who I'm a fan of as well. More folk rock than folk metal, I'd say, but certainly some metallic stuff in there. She has done guest vocals along with Fabi and Illumishade for a Disney song cover, Into the Unknown, from the film Frozen. So they are just wearing their Disney influences right on their sleeve, right there. It's quite interesting that they're in this interview pre-album that we touched on, the Disney influences that she had. And then months and months later, post-album, when all the singles from that are out of the way, the album's been out a while, they just, as a little, as bands do these days, they put out a single that says, we're still here. Hello. Hello. Remember us? Yes, we're still here. They put out one of those singles, and it's a cover of Into the Unknown by the band Frozen. I wanted to say Let It Go because that's the Frozen song, isn't it? I wonder what the temptation was, if they were like, should we just do that one? Should we? But no, they didn't, and good on them for not picking Let It Go. All right, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on once again. Still can't believe the podcast listenership, the listens has gone up 1,657%. That's preposterous. If you are, if you end up interviewed on this show, give it a cheeky, talk about it, because you'll be helping other bands out as well as yourself out. It's amazing to know that those bands have been. I think that's what's wonderful about the metal community. Have helped all these other bands as well, and other bands can help accept in return. It's great. I just think it's wonderful. I think it's such a nice thing. I'm bowled over by that. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with just a little bit of housekeeping. I have a document for this. I don't know where it's gone now. Where are we? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, do you know what I've done? I had a massive problem with Google Drive, and it downloaded everything and then re-uploaded it again, and now everything's in the wrong order. Metal Empire interviews. I found the document. This is how professional it is. But you know what? If you want me to be professional, pay me money. Speaking of pay me money, if you want to, someone requested it on today's radio show, which is very nice of them. If you want to financially support Metal Empire, it's code.fee, K-O dot, it's not dot, dash. It's such a shit URL. Don't have a dash in your URL. Goodness gracious. But it's the biggest single tip jar company, isn't it? It's the tip jar, because Patreon, I'm like, well, I put enough work into this, or I'm not. People could pay me money, but I would not be able to produce any more than I currently produce anyway when it comes to Metal Empire content. So they'd be paying me for nothing. But So I thought, little tip jar type thing if people want to. If you want to, ko-fi, ko-fi, kofi.com/Metal Empire. Someone asked for it after today's show. It's very kind that people do want to put a few pence in there, a few pounds in there. It's very nice. I appreciate that. Thank you. What I'd like to do, probably start a Patreon or something next year. You're not going to get anything from it. I don't know. If people really want rewards, maybe I'll do that. But I think I'll start some kind of Patreon or something to cover the hosting fees for this. And then beyond that, I'd probably like to get a pro account, which is like £9 a month on Mixcloud, which means it promotes it, and it means more people can listen to Metal Empire, which means I can get a greater range of guests to interview. Don't worry, though. If I think they're crap, I won't interview them just because they're massive. Don't worry. I'll only interview people I like and I'm interested in. Like I said, ko-fi.com/Metal Empire. On Twitter, if you want to follow me, at RJ Bailey. And Facebook page for this is at Metal Empire Radio, all one word. Did you know you can at things on Facebook? That's how it works, at Metal Empire Radio, to find me. If you want to listen to the radio show live, you can do. It's got loads of music, not just from this artist, loads more extraneous waffle. Today we activated the Earth's defense grid to save ourselves from the Utarian underdwellers who have erected a steel monolith in the middle of the Utah desert, heralding their approach and the destruction they shall bring with them. It's broadcast on Metal Nation Radio. Just go to metalnationradio.com. That'll take you to it. On Wednesdays, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 8 o'clock, that's GMT, 8 o'clock in the morning, if you couldn't tell by my accent, 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time and 2 o'clock in the afternoon Central European Time. And if you can't catch that, there's the repeat at 11 o'clock in the evening GMT, 6 p.m. in the evening Eastern Time, and midnight Central European Time. I don't know why you do that, though. I'll be honest with you. I like having numbers. I like the numbers coming in and having them on the repeats. But I upload the show straight away on the same day, usually, to mixcloud.com/RJ Bailey. I don't know why you'd need to go on and listen to the repeat when you've just got it on Mixcloud straight away after the show. You can't you would want to listen live because there's a lot of live interaction with listeners in the chat room and stuff. That's the reason to listen live. I don't know why you'd listen to the repeat. You happen to be on, but why tune into the repeat? You've already got the internet. You've already got it. So what? Just go on mixcloud.com/RJ Bailey. That is it, isn't it? I'm going mad now. Wait, it's not even Mixcloud, Moxcloud. What's that? Can't type at this angle. What a clown. Yeah, it is RJ Bailey. Mixcloud.com/RJ Bailey. And just listen there. You can't interact with the chat room listening, back to it. It's not live, so listen to the repeat if you want. That's lovely, but just go on Mixcloud, mate. It's better as well because you can then just download the show. And then take it out and about with you. You don't have to stream it. You're saving data as well. Why bother? Why bother with anything in life? It's over soon. The Utarian underdwellers are coming. I imagine the smelly wires will fail at some point, all 30 of them. You'll have to listen to the Mixcloud to know what the smelly wires are. We talked about earlier that there's a song on the album with Striegel Glanzman from Elviti, so I'm going to play you out with that one to show you yet another side of the album. Listen, if we're all going to die at the hands of the Utarian underdwellers, we might as well do it while listening to an absolutely banging heavy metal song. Hey? It's been an absolute honour and a privilege. I'll see you next time. I was going to say next week then. Might not be next week. Might be next week. I don't know. Gets done when it's done. Goodbye. I'll see you on the Flippy Dippy.
A glass to freedom, tales of time fill the night, symphonic laughter, scrape the earth. Their hearts unite, a broken sky. We rest by fire, raise a glass to freedom, tales of time fill the night, symphonic laughter, scrape the earth. We're proud to say we rest by fire, raise a glass to freedom, tales of time fill the night, symphonic laughter, scrape the earth. Our hearts unite, our silver
Goodbye.